All right, artists, today we are going to play with some perspective, which is one of the ways that artists create illusions in artwork. We have a flat 2D thing, and we're going to try to make it look a little more 3D. So this is going to be a bug's eye view. So we're going to do a little bit of specific one-point perspective with this. One-point perspective means that everything is going backwards into space towards a single spot. And that's what helps create that illusion. It also means that the further away you get from the bottom of the page, so the closer we get to the top, the smaller everything gets. So this is going to be a portrait. And since we're in spring right now, when I'm creating this, we are starting to see more insects. And so we're going with that bug's eye view of you. So step one, you are going to need some pencil of some kind. I have a mechanical pencil here, whatever one you like. Some kind of straight edge. It can be a ruler, it could be a book, it could be a folder. We are not actually measuring. We're just going to use it to draw some somewhat straight lines. Okay. So step one is we're going to find approximately the middle of the page. And I'm going to make a little dot. This is little. I don't want to see it later. And I'm connecting to the bottom two corners. So I'm just making tiny dots there to help me. Now, this is going to be a guideline, which means you want to be able to erase it later. So if you draw too dark with these lines, it's going to be hard to erase and frustrating. So try to hold your pencil at the end of the pencil so that you don't press as hard. And it can be a dotted dashed line. And I'm just going to draw that line in there, really loose, really light. Again, it's a guideline, and we're not trying to be mathematical about this. We're just trying to get sort of this guideline for where our portrait is going to go in. Okay. So then we're going to break up the space. So I'm going to come, and I'm thinking approximately halfway. Halfway is right around here. If you'd like to measure it, if that's something that makes you feel good, you want to measure it, go for it. But it's an approximate, right? So I'm looking for approximately halfway, and I'm just going to make a light guideline. I'm going to find approximately halfway from there and make a light guideline. And then I'm going to find approximately halfway from the bottom. And I'm going to put in a light guideline. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. I have this triangle, and I have these 3 horizontal guidelines in there. So now into those spaces, I'm going to put my figure. So I'm going to start down at the bottom here and sort of sketch in as if I'm standing down on the ground. If I'm down on the ground looking at somebody's shoes. So a little bit of space, and they're going to come right up to the edge of the triangle. So it's that rounded toe of the shoe. All right. And then I'm going to come up into the top, the very top. So I've gone from the bottom, and I'm going to go to the extremes. And I'm going to put the head and neck and shoulders in here. So notice I'm sort of sketching, but I'm not actually touching the paper yet. I'm just getting an idea of how big I want my circle to be, my oval for my head. And then just lightly drawing that in. I'm not making it perfect right now. I'm going to come back and adjust it. So then I'm going to put in my shoulders, my neck and my shoulders coming out to the edge. Okay. Coming down from the shoulders, staying inside the triangle, I'm going to come just below this line here. And I'm just, for the sake of right now, I'm just going to add a mitten hand. Notice this is the first time I'm using the eraser because you really just want to sketch. Now notice how big the hand is. Hand and head, same size, right? Should be really big. And then I'm going to come up to that line. And then I'm going to do the other arm with a nice big mitten hand. And I'm going to come up, or I'm going to come down to that line there. Right? I feel like that's not quite wide enough. I always draw lightly, and then I get the line that I want, and then I erase the line that I don't want. So now I'm going to put in the edges of the body coming down, and I'm going to come across here with the bottom of the shirt, and then continuing this line down, coming to the shoe. Continue this line down and come to the shoe. And then I'm going to come up, not quite, but just like right around there. Turn around. Okay. So now I have my person roughly sketched in, and that's when I am ready to start adding some details. I am going to add facial expression, hairstyle, right? And I just sketch in the face, the where the face goes. This is supposed to be a self-portrait, a picture of you. So you're thinking about your face shape, your mouth and nose, your eyes, your hairstyle. I wear glasses, so I'm going to have glasses in mine. And eyebrows. Let's see, my hair is usually, not always, but usually pulled back. And well, it's getting longer. It's down here along my shoulders. I'm going to be outside. So I'm thinking if I'm hiking, I actually like to have a longer sleeved shirt so that I avoid bugs. So I'm going to put longer sleeves on. Missing a mouth. Minor detail, right? Okay, now down here, I'm going to start to add some things that are going to help with this bug's eye view. And that is I'm going to put in some grasses here. I'm going to add a stem with a little flower. These can be real, based on real flowers or imaginary flowers. That's up to you. I will demonstrate a few here so that if you are like, I really loved that one, this is how I do them. So this is just a, semicircle teardrop with the circle in the middle. If I'm doing like a rose type thing, a fun way to do a rose is to draw a spiral and then add a U shape below it. And then I'm going to add a nice big petal and a big petal. And I'm going to add another petal here. You always want to be sketching lightly because eventually you're going to want to erase some of these lines. So I don't like that line coming out there. So I want this one to look like it's in front. So boom, I just erased that. I want that one to be in front. I want this one to be in front. So now I'm erasing the lines that I want to hide. My rose bush, roses have petals that alternate. There could be some thorns on there. I need that bug. So what kind of bug are you going to add? If you're thinking about ground bugs and let's see here. Let me see if I can find. I've got a bunch of butterflies, lots of butterflies. I'm just looking at photographs that I've taken of butterflies, lots of butterflies. Here is a nice bumblebee. I put him on the rose maybe. Let's see what other options we have. Lots of butterflies. Be creative if you're doing butterflies. They come in so many shapes, patterns, colors. They're just amazing. Have fun with patterns and designs on your clothing. Oh, there's another bee. I was hoping for a cicada. I know. You're all like, no cicadas. And Miss Schickle is going, yes, cicadas. I am so excited about the cicadas. I might just use my imagination or one of those bees. I know I'm going to have a butterfly in here. I could look at pictures of, I'm going to have to do a little ladybug. So let's see here. I'm going to bring a stem, and I'm going to bring this stem and this stem. So, right, like you're thinking different ideas as an artist, like what can I do with this? What can I do with that? And I'm just sort of playing with ideas until I think, oh, this is what I want it to be, right? You don't have to stick with the first thing that comes to mind or the first idea you have. It can edit and revise. But since it's close to us, it's going to be really big. I should zoom in on this. I love these little guys. So semicircle upside down, another sort of semicircle, and then he's got little antennas, little triangle of black there. Hey, he's got legs up front. That's weird. Oh, maybe that's the other side. Yeah, okay. Be a scientist observer. Look close, right? So now I've got that. I need another of these, whatever this yellow flower is that I started drawing, to make it feel like it's one plant, right? Okay. Get the hair in up here on the head a little bit better. Now, if I want to, I can come in and add fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of awkward because the pinky finger should be the smallest. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still not spaced very well. There we go. That feels a little bit better. And yes, they're giant because they're closer to us than we think, right? So if you're happy with it being a mitten, you can leave it a mitten. Trying to decide what decorations. I love polka dots. I'm just gonna polka dot shirt. Maybe it should have been stripes. Could add polka dots and stripes. Okay. If I'm going to have a bug up here, my bug up here is going to be a butterfly. And it's going to be fairly small because it's up high again, right? Although that's not fairly small, is it? Can't help myself. All right, I've got to pick a butterfly idea here, maybe a monarch on there. I don't know. Start to add color, right? The more things you have down here, especially the more different things you have, the more it's going to give the effect, and the more you have overlapping, right? It's going to give that effect of feeling like it's on a, I got to do one of these guys. Okay. Feeling like it's being